We are live and we will be beginning in the soon time. Not in the now time, in the soon time. We are testing audio. Wonderful. Did you know that it is essential to do your vocal warm-ups? Indeed. And you may wonder, how do goblins do vocal warm-ups? Well, believe it or not, we do it the same way as everybody else. Blue. Dismiss this message. The story time will start soon. I do wonder how I can see, who is on. Oh my goodness, there's people. Hello, people. Well, we shall begin potentially promptly, potentially not promptly. But if we do have people, we shall begin by one thing. How do goblins warm up their voice? Well, when we are not screeching off into the ether, we warm up our voice with a tongue twister from the old country. 33 trentini venivano giù da 30, tutti 33 trotterellando. Esatto. 33 trentini venivano giù da 30, tutti 33 trotterellando. It's really not all that easy. I may challenge you guys to do it at one point or another. I will get started in approximately 35 seconds. I am robot. Beep, boop, beep. Nah. I'm going to share post, see if we can't get a couple more friends on here. Oh, no. Story time is now. Well, alrighty. We have done the posting. It is 7 o'clock. I'm going to pull a Tanith and be like, we will get started. But it is not starting soon. Story time is officially here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bench Network. The Bench Network presents Goblin Storytime. It is my very own show. I have my own show. It's so crazy. Could I please get your favorite number in the chat if the audio sounds good? I would appreciate that. I think the audio probably sounds fine, but it's always good to know that folk are here. Goblin Storytime is an Under the Mushroom Cap production, and it is narrated by me. Hello, my name is Cord. You can just... But if you want all my titles, it's in white. It's hard to see. Doc, Warmaster, Cordovan, T-Goblins, WMWD, MC, LLC. Working on maybe getting an IMP. We'll see. You can simply call me Cord. I'm simply Cord. Today's special segment is very important to me. I hope you guys can understand. First of all, hello! 'Tis I! It's me! Hello, I'm here. Guys, please support, share the GoFundMe, donate if you can. What up, homie? Oh, is that a mango? Oh, it's a mango. I like mangoes. I got coconut water today. I was very excited, but it's coconut water with pineapple in it. It's not bad. It's just less exciting, but that's okay. It's still coconut water. So, but yeah, in all seriousness, if you could share, donate. Forkbeard's an absolute legend. I want to tell a little story about Forkbeard. It seems like he's doing pretty well. But still, definitely the family could use your help, your prayers, your thoughts, your juju, your screaming at the moon, all of it. Fuck cancer. So, I don't know if I agree with you, Tanith, but I do respect your opinion because I think you're a cool individual, compassionate soul. Forkbeard is like this super crazy armorer. And I remember at my very first Chaos Wars, maybe it was my second Chaos Wars, Darth Cheeseheart, the Sith leader, was getting a full suit of gladiator armor. And I remember just looking at it like, Oh no, it was the knight in shining armor, and I was just like, wow, that's so cool. And I actually got armor from Forkbeard. And the first time he made it, when he made me the armor, he's like, wow, you're tiny. This is way too big. So he ended up piecing together. I was very, very fortunate to get Feet, an incredible fighter out of the Urkai who lost his legs in Afghanistan. But Feet, who has no legs but fights like a motherfucker, his old armor and then some other pieces of armor were jerry-rigged together to create my torso. And Forkbeard made that when I was in the Urkai, and it ended up going to a gentleman by the name of Chance. And then after many years, this is after I left the Urkai, I wanted to stay with the Urkai, and it actually came back to me. So I have that armor again. It's extraordinary, and I'm just so super happy to have it. So thank you, Forkbeard, for making amazing armor and for outfitting so many of us to look so very cool. And I hope you're feeling a little better today. And everybody donate and share if you can. So, do we got some folk on? We do. We got some folk on. Good enough for me. So we're going to jump right into it, guys, because today we're not going to have too long of an episode. We've done all of the Nev stories, so I've got to do some catching up stuff. So, first, guess what it is? It's time for story time. Hopefully this won't blow out your eardrums at all. Yeah.
Are you ready?
It's story time. Thank you, Tanith. I appreciate the story time. It's fucking awesome. Pineapple. Phooey, I don't have my gloves. Oh well. You could deal with my gurkies, guys. Oh, yes, indeed. Story time. Hopefully I'm louder than now. That would be cool. Oh my goodness, there's so many friends. 7 people. What a good number. Okay, everybody. I'd like to tell a couple stories about Oktoberfest. Almost as tasty as a mango, but not quite. Yes, I don't disagree. So we're going to talk about Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest was a really fantastic event. It's the first time I've ever went to, the first time I've ever went to Oktoberfest was this Oktoberfest. And it was not an event that, it's pretty great. A couple of really cool stories. I got to hide. I didn't put this in pictures. It was shame. I should have done it, but I didn't think. But I got to hide behind the tree and listen to a Skaven trial on a. Oh, the title says bench recap. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh well, it's going to say bench recap. This is story time. I'm the captain now. Okay, so, yeah, I didn't see any place where it said that. That's fair. So, anywho, what up, Sparky? So, anywho, one of my favorite things about Oktoberfest is I got to hang out with my apprentice, Kestrel, and Kestrel got to show me what it's like to watch somebody who is equally passionate about monsters, but it's not a goblin. Do goblin stuff. Skaven stuff. Yes. So, Kestrel was excellent. He did a very good job. He did fighting trial and screamed and got angry and smashed things. And that's a story for another time. I don't know why you can't use your Prime subs. That's very strange. Very, very strange. Oh, no. I have vanished. I have appeared. I have learned a new skill thing. Vanish, appear, vanish, appear. Ha ha ha. Okay, so one of the things Castro did is he ran a very secret, so you guys do not hear it here, trial for a Skaven, a really cool one. And this Skaven individual told story of the 13 stanzas of how Skaven came to be. It's a very, very wonderful, wonderful story. The Doom of Kavzar. That was fun to watch. Then, long time later, in the night of time, I got to witness death incarnate and big battles, and that was very cool. But a very good friend of mine, old friend named Balgon. Yes, Sir Balgon, the bastard. I don't remember how to say it in Elvish because I don't like elves, but he is a half elf and he's tolerable. Anywho, this man has done so much for so many. Very much like his face, and he's good people. He got elevated, levitated into the Knights of Ganumaganor. The Knights of Numenor, the Order of Ganumaganor, and this is big deal. This is big deal for the Bogon. The Bogon really cares about the Knights of Ganumaganor. I actually like a lot of the Knights of Ganumaganor. Himmel might beat the snot out of me for saying Ganumaganor, but that's okay. So, the Knights of Numenor elevated Bogan. Long overdue, freaking fantastic pick. Really beautiful ceremony, really interesting because he was already a knight. He went from a bastard of Numenor to a Knight of Numenor. And maybe next episode I'll have pictures of Fest. That would have been a cool thing, but that's not what I really want to talk about today. Anywho, a very old tradition got to happen again, which I think was really good, which was during his elevation, he was elevated. When he was elevated, then the Skaven, who were very upset because they found that the garage, the quest tent, was selling Skaven tales. Not okay. But instead of raiding the garage, because, we have a little bit of monster solidarity in my belief system, and Kestrel's my apprentice, so he learns. And anywho, he decided to raid the Knights of Ganumaganor. The Ganumaganor. I'll figure it out eventually. Anywho, he decided to raid them. I really need my pen. Not this one. He decided to raid them with big army. And then he made big army. So this picture is us raiding them for being Ganumaganorians. Oh well. So, it went great. We won. Except we didn't. But what I got to do, right here you see, I am loading my Goblin cannon. And that is a thing I strongly believe in, Nate. Is I load Goblin cannon, I shoot Goblin cannon. Goblin cannon is very powerful. But Goblin cannon can only work if you can connect the wavelengths between the brains of the people. So first I go to Dame Vulpin. I think Dame, maybe Vulpin the awesomeness. And I'm like, Vulpin, the homie, you want to do fun thing with me? We're going to raid you. And you guys said yes. And I think it's so cool because we get to do monster shenanigans. But can I kill you with Goblin Cannon? I'll die too. Goblin Cannon powerful. Can I kill you? And she turned to me. She go, we're going to smash you. Very good articulation. Smash. Okay, so I said, okay, no. Okay. And so I go to Himmel. I go to the Himmel and I say, Himmel, yes, my friend, my good buddy. Can I kill you with Goblin Cannon? He goes, no. We're going to smash you. But he goes, oh, well, I'm like, I have conch shell. You see, I have conch shell. This, not safe on the field. But me, smart goblin. If I use Goblin Cannon, I kill you, you kill me. It'll work out great. Himmel says no. And then he looks at me with a smile. Uh-oh. Anywho, so I'm all sad. He tells me to go get crossbow from glass. So I go get crossbow from glass. No, I fucking don't. I come running and I see one more. I see Ark. The Ark's the homies. So I run over to the Archimedes. I don't even know how to pronounce the full name. He is just Ark. He is just man who has stick beat good. In fact, excellent trialer. If you ever need to have very hard trial, you get Ark. He have big smile. He beat the shit out of your person for a long, long time. He have big smile whole time. Wonderful. And I say, Ark, nobody has said yes to my plan. Can I kill you with a Goblin Cannon? And he goes, heck yeah! Oh, it made my day. It's like the moon was smiling on me. So, this picture is me going, Ark, calling him out. And then I died from Goblin Cannon. Ark died from Goblin Cannon. Big fight ensued. It's on video. It's great. I get up to tell everybody to run away because I want to make sure that the Knights of Numenor win. And they think they won. But let's be real. We could have brought a bigger army. Anywho, I get up and I'm like, run away! And then I see out of the corner of my eye my worst nightmare. Himmel sees me, and I'm gonna get up, maybe you can see this, and goes, Guard! And starts stomping towards me with his kite shield and his big sword. And I'm like, oh shit. And so I'm like, Himmel, I'm dead already, don't hit me. And as he gets right up to me, he goes, and it slipped. Him, if you know Himmel, he's a very straight-laced individual. He's a robot of doom and destruction. He's quiet, he's calm, he's nice, he's wonderful. That motherfucker goes, I was gonna hit you so hard. No! But one of the most incrediblest stories ever. And I'm so glad I used all of the squeaky sounds because I feel like it elevates the story. And we're going to clip this. Then we're going to send it to Himmel. And then we're going to force Himmel to do that to other people while I watch, but not me. If you didn't know, Himmel made Elias. I guess he's Sir Elias now. Fight him for 2 mother-frickin' hours. 2 hours in a poison blade trial. And I know this because I was one of the next fights. And I don't like waiting. And I waited. Anywho, Himmel's terrifying. Himmel, if you see this, you're the best. Love you, bro. Ockfest was great. Okay. Then, other day, we do Monster March. Monster March go really, really well. In fact, this is the first time in forever history that the monsters we won the monster. Yo, I really think it was 2 hours, Banjax. Like, I'm not kidding. I fought Ghost for at least 40 minutes. I fought Rowan. I fought Hera. I fought Belle. Kestrel fought Belle. I mean, there was like a lot of long spars going on. Like, it was a 6-hour endurance trial. Okay, maybe it was an hour and 15. He would know best. He likes to keep track and score. To me, it was 2 hours. 2 hours sounds better. Him will beat him up for 2 hours. Still, if you think about it, that's like 200 fights. Anywho, the monsters won. We're better than you. It's because we have more fun. Huzzah. Kodite looked really good. In fact, all of you monsters, your kits are really improving. I'm very much proud. I would believe that, actually. Congratulations to everybody. It took him, I don't know, probably 20 minutes to kill me. It was like 24 fights. It was not that much. I don't know about troll superiority. I'm not really for that. Anywho, I have so many things to say about Fest. I didn't realize I had so many things to say about Fest. Here, you see, I have I'm butchering this Hobbins, but I have a Schlubloopla. Shkatpoopt. Shblibda habu. And that is a Hobbin bug cape. This was given to Thias. And if we like what we're doing, I will also play another video. I'm going to do videos today. We're going to... I'll be honest, Tree Thump won the Single Blue tournament. I want to fight him so bad. I've known Tree Thump for like a decade, and I've never gotten to spar him since I was not bad at sparring. Maybe I'd still be bad at sparring compared to Tree Thump. But yeah, so today we're doing videos. Anywho, Oktoberfest was great. For everybody I saw there, big loves. It was a wonderful time. We got to Wildwood, a Knight of Gnumaganor, which was great. I got to Moniker, which was interesting. We'll see if it sticks. That was, after 7 years. It was kind of cool. And also, I got... Look, Pickles, I've only been in the game for 14 years, and I never went east of the Rockies until like 3 years ago. So give me 2 breaks and a stone. Thank you. 2 breaks and a stone. I told you. You won the WWWWW contest. So it is what it is. All right, so guys, today we're going to talk about something that I think is really cool, but I want to prefix this with something that's really important to me. One of the most critical things that I have ever done, I think, in my Velagarth career was getting almost all of the witch doctors in one place and having a productive, successful meeting led by Kazi. Thank you, teacher Kazi. That was just like superb. And I walked away. I know Doc Salamander walked away. Hixa wasn't there. Or excuse me, I've apologized. Doc Hixa, Master Hixa was not there. But Galia was there. And we talked about Witch Doctor. And I wanted to be very clear. This episode was going to be talking about Khadines and Witch Doctors and Goblin titles and stuff. Each one's going to get their own fucking episode. And I really this is my show. I can do what I want. There are 10 of you. You're about to get a little bit of a soapbox. So have some coconut water. Doc Corleone. That's fucking hilarious. La cosa che è più bella di quello è che io sono italiano, so io proprio posso essere un doc. Corleone, ma vaffanculo. Okay, so, guys, Witch Doctor is not easier than Khadine. Witch Doctor is different than Khadine. Witch Doctor is not displayed in the way that it actually is. The Geddon, no fault to anybody, does a shit fucking job at expressing the challenges that come from a lore-based title. Belagarth is not a LARP. We are a stick combat sport with A&S stuff that we're growing, and we're starting to be more of a LARP. But we haven't been. All of the LARPing is purely out of the will and stubbornness, drunk often, ridiculous shenanigans, and dedication of people like, frankly, a lot of the folk that are on right now, right? Or me. I don't want to, it's not because of me. There's many, but it's like there's no codification for it, right? The Chroniclers Guild that's why I'm wearing this. The Chroniclers Guild is trying to codify it a little bit, but you can't codify something that's this soft of a skill. But this soft skill is what keeps Belagarth alive. And I just don't want anybody to think that one is lesser than the other. They're both incredibly challenging. They're just very, very different. And today we're going to talk about Khadine. But before we do, and I know probably everybody on here knows this, but I'm going to give a little bit of context because, I don't know, one of my YouTube videos that I posted for a trial now has like 800 views, and I'm like, oh my god, I know it's not anything, but to me it's huge. So people are going to see this maybe, and this is extremely important to me. So I have done a lot of combat trials. I was an apprentice for 4 years. I'm a War Master. I did the Combat Peerage title. I've done a lot of small challenges and stuff, but some of the, I know, right, Panjax? I'm going to go viral. Some of the big ones that are the most memorable for me are the two. Well, there's three, really, that are the most memorable for me personally. And I've done great hunt stuff. I failed trials. I did the Horde Scourge trial and failed that. I was Horde for 5 years, Horde Commander, did a lot of trials there. The Pranakai are amazing. But for me, there was 3 combat trials that really embodied the, oh, fuck this shit. And I've gained a lot of opinions on how trials should or can be better run through my experiences. The 1 versus 35 fight was awesome. I loved that it had a time limit, and I definitely, absolutely got the ever-living shit kicked out of me for 43, I think, minutes. There's no video of it. There might be video somewhere, but I don't expect to ever see video of it. Unfortunately, most of my trials were not recorded, which is definitely what up, Brazen. Welcome to Red Bull Ranger. It's a regret of mine. It's also my own doing, right, in a lot of ways. So 1v35 was brutal, super fun. Lots of people got to stab me in the dick. A lot happened. My ladder, my final one was crazy. 1v2s, protecting a runner, full kit with a ladder. Very, very challenging. And then the single blue trial. Again, many people have big endurance trials. I was grateful that Hakan never made me do a big endurance trial. But I understand conceptually how trials work and the mentality they put you in. And today we're going to be talking about combat trials. I know this is a lore-based podcast, and normally I'm all like, meh, but I was a stick jock for a long fucking time. I was the kid that was like in high school, like, no, I don't learn from it. Look at me now, motherfucker. It's not a phase. Anywho, I'm ridiculous. So, guys, today we're going to talk about Khadines. I fucking love Khadines. I'm not a Khadine, and I don't really want to be a Khadine. I think I could. As Witch Doctor goes, I breathe Scribbit. I am a Witch Doctor of Scribbit. It's not normal. Most Witch Doctors are Sifu leaning, but I was and am a War Master, and I am someone who that open eye of Maleshikad, that mindful rage is my belief system in Bell and kind of in life. And so you see like, I get it. Khadines are the priests of Scribbit. It's Scribbit's priesthood. No. I don't think Crossroads are in my future, but we talk. So I would like to talk just a little bit about what the Geddon says, but a lot of this will be my own belief system. The context, this is the Khadin Kudzu. So we're going to do a fun little slideshow, and then we're going to look at some stuff. It's cool. But before, I'd like to show you one thing. This is a Goblin Khadin. Take a look. Fools. This is one of the most greatest beings that ever did live. This is a true Goblin Khadin. This is a priest of Scribbit. This is a goblin whose blood has barely been taken a bite out of, barely been tasted by Balk. Whatever. Anywho, this was drawn by the incredible goblin Eartech and gives you an understanding of some of what Goblin Khadines look like. They're just fucking badass. And now, let's think. We spent the last many episodes because goblins are just fucking hot. We just are. So we spent a lot of episodes talking about Neb. Neb was a goblin king, but that was because of his charisma. In many, many ways, Neb would fit with Goblin Khadin as well, but Neb was much more than just a general. So Khadines are the most dangerous and feared goblin warriors. That warrior's distinction is important because I don't actually think they're the most dangerous or the most feared, but whatever. They lead their tribes in battle and are known for their cunning and battlefield strategy as much as their individual prowess. That is absolutely true. We do know that there's Goblin Khadines are very kings are very rare. In fact, there are only 3 that I have ever known of. And according to the Geddon, Goblin Witch Doctors are not to be trusted. But fuck you. If you don't want to trust me, that's okay. Maybe it's the right thing to do, but I'm pretty trustworthy. You just got to keep the... Yeah, anywho. Khadines often lead tribes in warbands. It's true. So, Goblin Khadines in lore. This is a lore show. The Goblin Khadines were, when the Great War began, Scribbit said, I need to train people, because Scribbit is kind of like the greatest warrior. Neb and him would go back and forth and argue all the time, because I kind of think Neb's the greatest warrior. But it's different. And Scribbit was just more better at the martial. Like, straight up, really. It is what it is. Scribbit's the best. So, Scribbit trained many true goblins. These are like legit goblins, haven't died yet. Bulk Soul hasn't touched them. They're like fucking godlike. To be these Goblin Khadines. And that tradition passed on. So, even goblins that were not true goblins could become Khadines, but they're going to be damn close. They're going to have the smallest bites taken out of them. They're not going to be small goblins with eyes. They're going to be goblins with Ys. In the game, let's go outside of our beautiful realm of reality and inside our boring, mundane world. The purpose of the Khadine title is to have goblins improve their own personal fighting and their ability to kind of give goblin fighters something to aspire to. And we want to make sure the tradition that fighting goblins, very talented and skilled goblins in the game, are still there, right? It's really important that this flurby larpy thing doesn't give away our hold on that upper 1% of foam fighting. We do have it. We are there. We are present, and we're staying there, right? That's Khadine for goblins. In order to become a Khadine, you must first become a Khadar. And a Khadar is that beginning step, that dedication to the walk of Scribbit, to complete the trials, to prove yourself worthy. That's really what it is. So in order to do that, you must become blooded by, like, you complete all of the Khadar things. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's be real. In order to become a Khadar, you have to pass the Khadar trials. And the Khadar trials are a game. And we're going to talk about that, right? So let's say you're an aspiring goblin. You want to be Khadine. Let me explain Khadine for a second. There are 6 trials and 3 ceremonies on a Khadar's journey. 3 of them will be unique to each goblin and will focus on stealth, war, and rage. And 3 will be shared among them, and I will speak to that later. If you want to become a Khadine, you must first become a Khadar. A Khadar is an aspiring goblin Khadine, and they must face some of the most demanding series of fighting trials Belegarth has ever fucking seen. And I'm not kidding, right? I believe this. Maybe I'm wrong. This is what I think. And this is in order to become a Khadar, right? Just to get the opportunity to do your 3 ceremonies and 6 trials. In order to become a Khadar, it's not like Knight and Squire. You don't get picked. Witch Doctor is different. There's a little picking. We're very particular. But Khadine, not particular. You just fucking fight. It's an open competition for all goblins who seek the opportunity. It's the most goblin-y way we can think to do it, as we don't really like authority and processes and do law and stuff. So, you want to be Khadine? First you become Khadar. You guys want to know how to become Khadar? Somebody tell me in the chat. You want to know how to become Khadar? Otherwise we turn off our drive, bus away, go home. Go to sleep, drink some. Ooh, what have we here? Wow, I guess no one wants to see anything about Khadars. I have Iverf Netlug Scarab. Okay, so in order to become a Khadar, you must pass the test of Scribbit. To pass it, there are three tests of Scribbit. Here's where it gets interesting. You only need to pass 3, but you can pass 1 3 times. Test 1. Test of Slaughter. The goblin must kill 33 enemies within 10 lives on the battlefield. 1 battle counts as 1 life. Or, in the case of a regeneration battle, it's legitimately 10 lives. Each regeneration counts as life. The goblin must declare their intent to attempt this test before they do it, and they must be followed by a second who records their kills and deaths. A goblin who fails their first attempt at an event may attempt this test 1 more time at that same event. Valid events for this test are notable regional events with significant multi-realm attendance. Major national events, of course, qualify. The test should not be taken during morning or evening pickup battles or when many fighters are off the field for whatever reason. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of doing it like fest night fighting, but, it's a different story. Being called dead, this is important, being called dead by a herald during an attempt counts as an immediate failure of the test. And a goblin may pass the test of slaughter once per event. That's the test of slaughter. The test of skill is the next one. Goblin must place first or second in one of the following tournaments: Sword and Board, Florentine, Champion, or Anything Goes at a major national event. I really don't understand why they don't include Red or Spear, but poop. Anywho, current valid events are Chaos Wars, Battle for the Ring, Oktoberfest, Armageddon, Winter Wars, and Ragnarok. May it rest in pieces on the ground. Sad. Although, just go to Armageddon. I don't know. I've heard it was a cool event, but also bad things. I've never been. Don't crucify me. It's not necessary to declare your intent before doing the test of skill because it's easy to track, right? So remember, first or second in a big tournament. Unfortunately, A&S doesn't count. Entering and succeeding can easily be verified, right? Being called dead by a herald counts as an immediate failure. And then my personal favorite, test of fear. And I think Quickie has passed this, but I don't exactly know. And I know that I have never had anybody pass it when I ran it, although I was informed I ran it too hard one time. So fair enough. I take responsibility. Pat on the back, pat on the head. Sorry, Drim. So the test of fear. The Goblin must successfully kill 3 nationally recognized fighters in a 3v1 format within 5 minutes. The 3 fighters do not have to hold titles such as Headhunter, Khadine, War Master, or Knight, but should be or above that level of skill. The test must be overseen by a second. The Goblin must declare their attempt this test beforehand. The Goblin who fails their attempt at an event may attempt this test one more time at said event. If the Goblin kills all fighters, the Goblin must immediately leave the site, which doesn't actually mean the site, it just means the location of the fight, in my opinion. The 3 fighters will approach the second in secret and say whether they believe it was done cleanly or not. If one of the fighters does not believe it was clean, then it doesn't count. The identity of the objecting fighter must never be revealed, however. That's important. Armor not allowed. Goblin may pass the test of fear once per event. It's brutal. I've ran a couple for Drim, and they were tough. Then there's actually secret tests. Each Khadine will have their own personal secret test that can be completed towards the 3. However, you got to first figure out what it is, and they ain't going to be telling you. These tests don't need to be overseen by a Khadine. In fact, they don't need to be overseen by a Goblin at all, just anybody who's trustworthy. And then it says, very Crusader-like, in Scribbit's name, there are currently... Okay, this is a hot topic. There's currently no Khadars, but there's also one Khadar. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Okay. So hopefully you guys understand Khadars a bit. So once you become a Khadar, let's say you become a Khadar, then the gate closes. And no other Khadars can become Khadars in your area. There's the Khadar of the east and the Khadar of the west. When the gate is closed, then that Khadar who has become a Khadar gets blooded by a Khadine and has 1 year to complete their Khadine trials. And then the gate will open again. So, once a Khadar has passed, once a aspiring Goblin has passed their trials, the tests of Scribbit, and become a Khadar, they're going to be blooded. So, the Goblin will draw blood from the Khadine. And don't actually do it, we're not crazy. And if the Khadine doesn't kill you, they're going to give you a chance to prove your worth despite the crime. And if so, they'll take you into the priesthood of Scribbit. You'll become a Khadar. You'll commit to the path of Khadar that leads to the Goblin Crossroads and the taking of the Bandolier of Khadine, if they can survive. There is a line of histories. Khadine Kazi was blooded Khadine Kudzu. But he's not Khadine Kudzu. He's Khadine Kudzu. And we'll talk about that in a second. Khadine Tonberry was blooded by Kazi. Khadine Kazi. Khadine Shai was blooded and blooded Khadine Kazi, and Quickie was blooded and blooded Kazi. Everybody likes to beat up Kazi. When a Khadar becomes a Khadar, they must name the Skrill. So the blooding is ceremony 1. Ceremony 2, they must they must name a skill. A skill, not a skill, a Skrill. A Skrill is a goblin murder. A group of goblins is called a murder, like a tribe of goblins isn't called a, but like Skrill is like your tight-knit crew. Your, how do I say it? Your homies, as Brazen would put it. Kazi named his Skrill the Skrill of Reunification, with Eartech and Aki as his trusted swords. Trusted swords being a war band! Thank you, Dr. Gali. I appreciate your assistance. It's like getting some assistance from the hospital down the way. Khadine Tonberry named the Skrill of Obstinance, with Quickie and Moxie as her trusted swords. Khadine Shai named the Blood Moon Skrill, which I was the witch doctor for, as an apprentice, with Achilles and Hobbit as his trusted sword. That's my Achilles. Well, not really mine, but he is a member of the Burning Moon Temple, and I like these things. Temple of the Burning Moon. And then, yes, Aki, indeed. He's about as old as you, Brazen. And then Khadine Quickie, who named the Skrill of Crossing, with Cricket and Ink as his trusted swords. The next trial is Stealth, and these are custom to each Khadine. This trial is unique, right? And it's designed by a fighter or a group, and it's about goblins are stealthy, cunning, and ruthless, and this trial should show that. War, the trial is unique to each Khadine. This trial is designed by a group or a fighter. And Khadine is a goblin general, and this trial is focused on war and battlefield leadership. Rage, the trial is unique, made by a group or fighter. And a Khadine is a priest of Scribbit and can use Scribbit's gift of rage in combat. By the way, that's true. I can yell, Scribbit! Or Blood God! Actually, not Blood God. I'm not a corn worshiper. It's Rage God, War Goblin. That's a chant that actually legit gets me into stasis, and I can beat it. Yeah, it's cool. And then the Reaving. And we're going to talk about the Reaving. But I just want you to know those. Stealth, War, Rage. Those are custom for every goblin. Then there's the Reaving. The Khadar must take the field, and at the beginning of the day, at the very first battle, and has to fight in every single battle until the day is done, every heralded battle. And the Khadar counts the corpses they leave in their wake. The Khadar must kill 300 people that day to complete the trial, complete the Reaving. The trial must be assisted by a second who helps keep track of the kills and the rate of kills over the day. You guys want to hear some of these Khadines' kill rates? It's fucking crazy. Khadine Kazi killed 379 enemies on the day of his Reaving at Armageddon 2015, averaging 3.5 kills per battle. Khadine Tonberry killed 340, although we think misogyny is why that number is so low, and we think it's closer to 500. Foes on the day of her Reaving at Winter Wars 2015, averaging 4.5 kills per battle. Khadine Shai killed 446 warriors on the day of his Reaving at Battle 40 the Ring 2016. I watched that. That was insane. Again, 446, averaging 3.6 kills per battle. Khadine Quickie killed 347 fighters on the day of his Reaving, enemies, foes, warriors, fighters, on the day of his Reaving at Armageddon 2017, averaging 3.2 per battle, and I was one of Khadar, complicated, I know, Khadar Kalika's seconds. Khadar Kalika, and I watched this. I can fucking attest to this. 525 fighters murdered with arrows through their bodies at the day of her Reaving at Battle for the Ring 2020, with an average of 6.5 kills per battle. Crazy. Then there's the Champions Trial. The 10 best fighters at the event who are willing to participate are gathered to face the Khadar. The Khadar must face them in a unique format. Diverse representation of units, realms, role-playing races are preferred. This trial is overseen by an appropriate fighter. Shai is absolutely a monster. Absolutely a monster. And then the final trial is the Goblin Crossroads, which is a beautiful trial, and I will tell the story of it here shortly. Hopefully you guys are staying with me. This is already getting to a pretty long episode. So the final one is taking the bandolier. That's the final ceremony. So after the Khadar has finished the crossroads, become a Khadine, they take the bandolier. And the bandolier is a crossbody thing that has beads. This ceremony should be overseen by a witch doctor, a king, and a Khadine, ideally all three, or whatever goblin is present. It's pretty cool, right? The bandolier has beads on it, or a marker, and those markers should denote the number of kills they got in their reaving. It's pretty fucking awesome. Goblin Khadines wear bandoliers as a mark of their position. Khadar crafts that bandolier and completes it over the course of their journey until they take that right at the crossroads. After the reaving, they make a token for every kill, right? There you go. If there's any trials that calls for group fighting, you use your trusted Skrill. So hopefully you guys get an understanding of Khadines. I'm going to show you some pictures because I like pictures. This, I apologize. I do not have photo credit for the vast majority of these. I'll do my best. I pulled them from Facebook. It's kind of like Hot Ones, deep dive. Hang on here. Yummy. All right. You guys still with me? How many people we got on? We got 14. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm going to do the best of my abilities. Oh, bye, Brazen. You know, I just want to say, pause for a second. Brazen is a homie. I very much appreciate this individual. I think they add so very much to Belagarth. I think they should be kinder to themselves, but I think I can say that for the vast majority of us. But it's been very interesting to see how much Brazen's push of chainmail has inspired other very talented chainmail artists to feel so comfortable pushing their work out. And I just want to give you a shout out, Red Bull Ranger. I think you're the shit, and I really appreciate what you're doing for Belagarth ANS. Back to it. This is Kudzu. Kudzu sitting on a mushroom fucking cushion. It's so cool. With a puppet. The puppet is a commander. I do not remember the commander's name. I apologize. Yeah, Cry in the Club. Whoop, whoop. Cry in the Club. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. Commander Belt Flag. Yes, correct. He did bring Achilles and Hobbit in a lot of those situations. He did. During his reaving, there's a video in one of the Tussles videos of them running through the line, and it's Hobbit Achilles on either side of him blocking shots as he backs an entire line. We're talking like fucking 15 kills. Okay, so this Kudzu. I want to talk about this picture. This picture is really cool. That's a really cool. I'm so jealous that cushion used to live in your house. That's very cool. So this beautiful specimen is the only modern Goblin King ever to ever. And I really don't understand how I entirely feel about it, but I think I would have many, many words if somebody else tried to be Goblin King. This is Izrath. High King Izrath. Horde High Commander, High Leader Man, and retired. But he is the forever Goblin King. His Skrill was the Skrill of unification. I get that was Kazi's Skrill, but like really, this dude's the reason we fucking have Belagarth Monsterdom. I cannot stress this enough. Izrath is the shit. He's the first of the 5 great goblins. Behind him, though, is Khadine, because he was the first, Kudzu. And I didn't do such a good job of getting Kudzu to respond to my messages to have good ancient goblin stories in terms of his Khadine trials, but they were stupid. Like, kill all the Numenorian knights with just a dagger, fight tied to somebody, use no weapons, and stuff like that. So it was cool. So this is a beautiful, lovely picture of people I really like. This is Khadine Tonberry. This is, I believe at the time, Khadar Shai and Khadine Kudzu. No, Khadine Kazi. The garb Shai is wearing, the pants were made by Master Pip. And you can see Kazi's bandolier with the goblin symbols from top to bottom. It's Malashikad, Pesron, Scribit, Sifu, Reth, and Neb. Very cool. He also has a Scourge belt flag. We could talk about Scourge another time. look, we have some fun scoutings here. We see Ark of Blackwater, wonderful dude. We see Shy, Khadine Shy, at this point Khadar Shy, Green, and we see a Bogan. We talked a lot about Bogan of Ganuma Ganor earlier in the episode. Bogan of Numenor. Bogan of Numenor there as a squire to Dame Vulpin has a bow. Okay. This is Kudzu. Sometimes we have to wear Grick outfits like what I'm wearing right now. I just want you to know he's a beautiful man. Look at that wonderful cape thing. It's so soft. This is wonderful picture. This is, I believe, directly after Khadine Shy's crossroads. We have Khadar, Khadine, Kazi, Khadine Shy, Khadine Tonberry. Yes. This is Kudzu again, looking very fluffy. He actually has very cool kits, I got to be honest with you. This is Khadine Quickie, the Night Goblin Khadine. Got lots of love for Quickie. Quickie has to deal with Neb right now. I'm not sorry. Anywho, Quickie got so tired in Quickie's crossroads that he said, fuck it, I'm going to sit down. And I believe he killed people sitting down, which is just fucking phenomenal. This is Khadar Quickie finishing his crossroads, beating the Bee Knight. The Bee Knight, that is Sir Guts, my buddy. This is a cool picture that I didn't actually know existed until today. This is Khadine. This is Khadine Shy, Khadine Tonberry. There is a Khadine Kazi, although it's a puppet. And in the far back, it's actually me. Hello, that's me. So it's yeah. Anywho. This is Khadine Tonberry with Khadine Kazi. I'm not sure why Khadine Tonberry is holding Khadine Kazi, but do you see the little dots around Khadine Tonberry's shoulders? Those are some of the beads from her bandolier. Yeah, but I just want you to know what a good picture. Whoever took this picture, I apologize, I can't give you credit, but it's a really phenomenal picture. Also, just so adorable, this is Khadine Shy with Khadine Kazi. And this is Khadine... Wait, no, this is wrong. We must remove words. Hang on. We do this right. I don't understand, but it looks like there's two Kazis. Anywho, this is Khadine Kazi with Witch Doctor Kazi. No, he has got his bandolier on. This is Kazi with Kazi, single blue winner, and overall just a great time. I have a one red bell flag from that time. Anywho, this is a funny picture. And this is Kalika. Complex because Kalika suffered from a pretty severe injury, and we do not know if Kalika will be able to finish their crossroads, but they did literally everything up right before their crossroads they got injured. So the canon story is that Khadar Kalika is beating the ever-living shit out of Scribbit for some reason or another in the ether in this moment, and if she comes back, she will become Khadine. For now, she is Khadine in my heart. But this is Khadar Kalika. As you can see here, this is drawing by Fyra. Fyra. Fun person I enjoy, who I'm very bad at spelling. Phyra, I think. Anywho, this is Kudzu. This is Quickie, Tonberry, Kalika, Kazi, and Shy. Shy always faces the other way. It's just Shy's thing. Oh, there's comments. Okay. I see. Oh, hello, Kodite. I see. I'm so sad that you didn't like Geddon, Galia. Oh, maybe you did. I don't know. Anywho, we keep going. So this is Kazi when he was younger. You see, a very consistent painting. And this is really young Kazi. I want you guys all to just look. There is Jesus behind him, but we can just look at. Seriously. Oh, hello, sister. Much love to you. I hope your car situation is going better. Anywho, and I like this picture selfishly because I'm in it. I'm going to make my head disappear for a second. I'm just going to gush about this. First of all, fucking fantastic picture. I think this was Flint. We've got Khadine Shy behind me, myself talking to Kudzu. I was expressing my Master Chronicler poem, specifically talking about Kudzu and how he has Scribbit's rage in his eyes because he is the Khadine to him. This was a very emotional experience for me. And behind them is Snotbelly, so I thought that was just very cool. Oh, I love this picture. It's the Hokage, the Khadine. Oh, hang on, I'll come back. Oh no. So this is the Khadine Hokages. So we've got Kudzu, because sometimes he has Mohawk. We have Kazi, Tonberry, and Shy. I love this one. Yeah, fan art. I mean, people have drawn incredible things. This is another really good drawing of the Khadines. Hey, any amazing artists out there want to do a similar drawing of the witch doctors? I will actually pay you. Like, this is so cool. This is, as you see here, this is Tonberry and Kazi and Shy. This belt flag that he has, that is the Scourge belt flag. House Scourge is really cool. We'll talk about it another time. This is an amazing picture of Khadar at the time, Tonberry, fighting, I'm really not sure who, but they've got the cool kit in Khadar Tonberry's Crossroads. And if you do not know Tonberry, Tonberry is a spear fighter. In fact, Tonberry is one of the greatest spear fighters, and my teacher, I'm so lucky, I am Tonberry's Impaler disciple. Regardless, for Crossroads, spear's not going to work. So for Crossroads, Tonberry use Slow Flail Backshield. Spear Goblin Tonberry. Little Spear Goblin. So fucking cool. Tonberry's a Snotling. Very good fitting Snotling. Snotling Little Goblin. Makes lots of sense. And the last picture is Kudzu. I mean, he's just a cool dude. He really just wants to be fodder. He just wants to be frontline fodder, fighty. So, before I jump into this next section, I want to be honest with you guys and say I can't play the video sound. I really encourage you to go watch all of these videos on YouTube because the sound's really cool. But I can't play them because of copyright issues, and I want to help Tanith make that muni. So, not gonna do that. So before we jump into videos, because basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you two Crossroads videos, Kazi and Tonberry's Crossroad videos. I'm gonna kind of talk over it, and then I'm gonna show you the entirety of Shy's trial video that he has because I think it's the coolest fucking video ever. I do think the music adds a lot, but I'll do my best to add to it. But before we do, can I just reach out and say thank you all for being here for so long? That's very cool. And I will open the floor to 1 or 2 questions. If anybody wants to ask 1 or 2 questions, I'm going to have a couple sips of these and get set up with my stoof. So we're talking Khadines and Khadars. Does everybody feel like... good idea. So, when was Kudzu Khadine? So, Kudzu became the Khadine. Well, he became a Khadine. There was no Khadine at that time. 1996, I was 3 years old. So, long fucking time ago. And then I think I can look here. If Kazi did his Reaving at 2015, so it was 1996 and then no new Khadines until 2015. And that's why we call Kazi the Ancient, because he kind of revived it. So it's a big win for Kazi. Hello. Alrighty. No, we don't have a Khadar. Nobody has good question, sister. Nobody has passed their test of Scribbit. Drim is right there. I won't show any pictures of Drim out of respect, but Drim is right there. Drim is just determined to pass fear, and I don't run an easy fear. In fact, I run such a hard fear that Tonberry grabbed my ear and yelled at me. If they are able to come, which is very unlikely due to the Asheville situation in North Carolina, I hope all of you folk that are out that way are doing as well as you can, all things considered. I'm so very sorry. I believe Drim will be the next Khadar, but I don't know that for certain because they want to pass fear and they want me to run their fear. And so, yeah. Anywho, but right now, no. There are no others. So the gates are open both on the west and the east. Anybody can do it. Any goblin can do this. You really got to green up. Like, you got to be a goblin to do this stuff. You don't have to paint green, but you got to be a goblin, right? Okay. You guys ready for some videos? We're going to do video. Let's see if this works. Okay. So the first video, I'm going to kill it so there's no sound. The first video is a video of beginning of Kazi's trial. Because I can't do sound, you can't hear the story. But basically, this is Gorlock, the headhunter. But Mikut Gorlock, who's great and president of Belagarth and just been around like long time. Really done so much for the game. Badass pole fighter. Anywho, he's telling a story. So I will tell you the story. So many eons ago, long time ago, a great goblin warrior was wandering off. You could say he maybe drank too much, maybe he didn't. And he had decided to fall asleep at a four-way stop at a crossroads. And he had a really lovely nap and then eventually was woken up by 4 fucking armies all coming in and fighting one giant battle with him right in the middle. And the goblin Khadine woke up and just immediately went to doing what he was doing. That goblin hero killed and murdered and maimed until the dust settled and he was the only one alive. All 4 armies had perished by his sword, flail, glaive, axe. The story is different every time. What is consistent and clear is that goblin is more than just a goblin, but a power and a tradition and a story that lives on. And for those of you here that may be in Horde or may be headhunters, that is where the crossroads come from. That is the root. Crossroads pay homage because that is how Israth, the Goblin King, found warriors he could trust to defend him. So that is the story that Gorlock is telling. And Kazi is going to have to fight 4 gates. And the way it works is the person running the trial calls 1, 2, 3, and 1 fighter from each gate runs out. 2 people from 2. 1 person from 1. 2, 3, 4, because there's 4 gates, and so on. So here's the backstory of the Crossroads, and we're just going to watch a little bit. There's 40 minutes of archived footage of Kazi's Crossroads. One thing I want you to know is this is normal speed. So when you see Kazi moving, understand this is normal speed. Sit back and relax. I'm going to do some commentary because we don't get the sick-ass video. Again, this is done by Archive the Mad Monk, the creator of this symbol, actually, and the very first chronicler, the guy that started the Chroniclers Guild. I'm the first master chronicler, though. Suck it, Archive. No, I love the guy. Anywho, so this is Kazi. He's getting ready, and Gorlock called out 1, 2. We're going to say 1, 2. Oh, God, my head is not in the right place here. Go over here. All right. And then that's 2, 1, 2 is called out again. Actually, it's probably like 2, 4. And what happens is when Kazi kills somebody, they will no longer be in the line. They leave the line. But if Kazi is dead before you die, then you go back in the line. Or if you kill Kazi, you go back in the line. So we got Kazi going. This is, again, it's a 42-minute video, but this is just the first half. Part of it also is there's no... Oh, that's Argent. There's no time, right? So you can delay calling for a little bit, or you can confuse people. You see how many fighters there are. There's probably 50, 60, 70 fighters. Easily. That's Silo going in hard, and that's the thing, right? They're fighting hard. They're meant to really keep you from winning. Oh, yeah. So this video, I think, came out 2016, but I think it was recorded 2015, yeah. And as you see, like, Kazi's fucking really good at fighting. And that's kind of what we're talking about, right? Is that upper echelon fighter that's still green, that's still monstery, that's still doing the goblin thing, so that there is a, like, look at that. Like, what the fuck is that? Just assassinated. Now, you don't keep limbs after every fight. You can reset. At least I think that's the way it goes. I think those were his trusted swords. I don't know all the Hellhammer goblins, though, admittedly. If you take a limb, doesn't matter. You get back, you keep fighting. So I will keep watching this for a little bit. We're not going to get too far. I've kept you guys for a while. So we'll jump here. We'll go up here and watch a couple more fights. So this is now, let's see if it'll load. 13 minutes in, you see that the gates have dwindled some. Oh, look, it's glass. Oh, and mortar. Wow. He's banned now. All right. So that's Kazi's. Now let's take a peek at Tonberry's. So I want to talk about a couple things. First of all, this is Israth. This is Kazi. And this is Tonberry. So this is cool because the story is being told by a Goblin King. And that's so very, 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 very rare, right? And let's just jump ahead and you can see just, one, yeah, Tonberry's really quite tiny. Two, absolutely fucking terrifying. It's also just really cool to see Israth, you know. I wish you guys could be hearing the calls. Please go do watch these, give these videos their due and watch them. Hearing Israth make the calls and pulling people out is really cool. Aptrix, man, I really think he was like the best Tengu. No offense to any other Tengu out there, but Aptrix was really good. It's a bummer. Yeah. And you see they're just coming in boom, 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 right? Really, really strong. Red. Anywho, I am seeing the time. I acknowledge you guys have been on here long, so I appreciate it. And are you guys cool to go a little long tonight, or we've lost some folk? That's okay. So we see Tonberry's kicking butt. Now we're gonna jump over to Shy's trial, and respectfully, I ask that you guys bear with me through this whole damn thing because it's fucking cool. I'm gonna see if I can't shrink myself. Yeah, look at me, I'm tiny. Woo! Okay, so this is one of Shy's trials. This was designed by Acorn and I believe Catalyst, and it's fucking awesome. Please watch this video. Seriously, watch it with the music. It's so cool. So this first fight, it's a ladder. He has to beat everybody in a row, and he's on a physical, actual bridge. And the first fighter is Warlord McGee. He's not actually an Amcard Warlord, I don't think. He's just always known as Warlord McGee. Really, really cool, incredible guy. Bye, Brazen. Thanks for hopping on. I know I'm staying long. So that's a single blue fight. And the second fight is Puck. Puck is Florentine. And then the third fight is a 2v1 against Sir Dicky, just Dicky at the time. Well, no, actually. I think it is Sir Dicky. And Nizumi. And Nizumi's a really good spear fighter. So, and you just see Shy kind of chomping through it as Shy does, which is really cool. Are you guys cool with watching these videos with no sound? It feels really weird to me, but as long as you guys are okay with it, like I'm okay with it. And you can see, like, being stuck on that bridge is just insane. So what he did is he actually kills Dicky with a high on Dicky's left-handed sword side shoulder shot. Just wham! It's so pretty. For the sake of time, we won't go back and rewatch it, but really, really pretty. Actually, it might be coming up here shortly. Puck switched over to a flail. It's a cool little perspective. I like the way you can see it. It's a beautiful event site. This is Western Wars, and I don't think this is the same site they're at, but really every time Western Wars has an event, they're always at just a stupendously beautiful site. If you are on the West Coast, I could not suggest enough. So boom, he ended up winning that fight. And now he walks across the bridge. He's immediately joined by, I believe, Hobbit, who is one of his trusted swords. And now he goes into a 3-on-2 fight. And then there's a whole defending team behind them. So it ends up being a team, an outnumbered, but you have a team to command style of fight. And again, I really do strongly suggest watching this video with the audio. It's really great. It's Shy's Goblin trial on YouTube. Got some cool fighters. That's Wadu. We got Sir Slate right there. Again, that's Hobbit on the right hand side of, or I guess on the left hand side of Shy. I think that's Vathrin and Sethra. I believe that's Ark, Blackwater, Fish. No, that was Finnish. There's Black. His name's actually Black. I know, right? Kind of going through. And this is a good demonstration of just how ridiculous Khadine trials are. And they're allowed to be. They're kind of encouraged to be ridiculous. And again, it's a hilariously challenging fight, right? Because this is all happening at the same time. So he first did the bridge. Now he's doing this. This isn't a new day. It's the same time. Guys, I'm going to make bison burgers after this. I'm very excited. Just chucked his shield, which I think is hilarious. And I believe after he kills somebody, they are slowly falling out. We got Acorn. I think that's Shiro. I'm not sure. Don't remember. Oh, yep. Clipped in the leg. It was fun when you're doing monster trials and you're fighting in a monster trial, but you're also trying to do the trial well. You have this interesting duality of RP and hard stick jock. Bro, that sounds so yummy. Pickles. That is exciting. Oh, look. So that's funny. That's Achilles fighting Hobbit. So the twins fighting each other. And they had to go all the way back and start over. So there's this. I think the whole thing was timed. I'm pretty sure Shy had a time limit. And this whole thing is, it's such a big event site and lots of walking, which I think is cool. I feel like you could do a pretty cool thing like that at Geddon. In fact, I got to partake in a Ravenous trial. I won't speak much to it, but it was really cool that they also used the distance of the event site to increase the delay. Okay, so that's been passed. They've moved on to the next part. This is a 3v many. He's got Baloo on one side. Baloo's an absolute maniac. Love the guy. Fantastic. Really good Hobbin. I think he's still a Hobbin. He might have gone Skaven. And he's got Commander Beers, Draco over there. That's Fish. That's Baloo going, red, 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 red. So funny on video. Really, really suggest you give it a watch. But again, this is all in one trial, and this is just one of the 6 trials that Shy needed to do, right? So it gives you a really good, oh, look at that fucking hip pick on Stitch. Damn. It gives you a good, how do I put this? It gives you a good understanding of just how seriously challenging these combat trials can be. But remember, the people attempting these combat trials are of that level. So while this is really hard, it has to be this hard. Because if you've ever fought Shy, or Hobbit for that matter, they're just so good that this is just not that hard. I mean, it is hard. It's insanely hard. But it's less hard than it might seem, right?
And a lot of it, too, comes down to who is running the trials, who's willing to be in the trials. And by running, I mean both being in the trials, like in this case, Shy. Shy is not a normal fighter. Shy is on truly, genuinely another level. And I'd say all the Khadines are, and I don't want to say anything like Tonberry is one of the best spears I've ever seen. Kazi was in my final War Master trial, and it took me 45 attempts to beat Kazi in real. I mean, insanely good fighters. Quickie is really, 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 really good. Khalik is an extraordinary archer. Shy is just fucking different. And Prime Shy and Prime Monster, which this was Prime Shy and Prime Monster. This was like Prime Shy and Prime Hobbit. I think this is right after Hobbit and Achilles did their EBF tests. So they really were like on their tippity-toppity. It's just different. Pickles is not wrong. They were just different. Eisen is there, and Orso, and that's War. So you get to see like a lot of old names, which is cool because with these older videos. And it's also weird for me to say older because, like, dude, this was like a new video for me. That's Makut Silo. That's Headhunter Silo. Makut Silo. He's real cool. That's Alexi. He's in God Squad. I think he's still in God Squad. Alexi's really cool. A really, really talented fighter. Dagger and Puck, Florentine and Flail over there. Two of my favorite people ever in existence. Dagger and Puck is a horrifying 2v1. Really challenging. Very, very challenging. Little boy Achilles, look at him go. Anywho, so this is that multi-fight. There's still more. It's not quite done yet. Again, no music makes this a little slower, but hopefully this has been entertaining. The good news is after this, I'm just gonna say thank y'all, and we're gonna head home unless you guys want more stories, which I'm always happy to oblige. But I have a bison burger calling my name. However, this trial is freaking so cool. It's definitely worth watching. Again, this is the Goblyn, is Shy's SHY, Shy's Goblyn trial on YouTube. Give it a watch. Music is great. It's a Tussles video. Super suggested. This is really fun. This is the next fight. This is a 1v1. Alexi has a quarterstaff, as you can see, and Shy actually just has a rock. So that's just kind of funny. And again, this is after all of the fighting Shy has done. And I know this is like, oh, look at Shy, but he has a rock and a dagger. I see. I missed the dagger. I knew that though. I just forgotten. So boom. Now we're moving on to, this is my favorite part of the whole video. We're moving on to Mongolian wrestling. Anything but the bottom of your feet touch the ground. He goes in for a hug and just slams the dude. Like straight up just puts him on the dirt. You see the paint. Kids, do not paint with acrylic paint. Kazi does it. It's dumb. I think Shy was doing it this video. It's dumb. The fighter Shy is fighting right now. If you don't know Shy is really quite tall. That's Juicer. I think Hellhammer, God Squad. Huge motherfucker. Really lovely, wonderful dude. Really like Juicer a whole heck of a lot. He was like the vet when I was very first starting. And really good Mongolian wrestler, giant human. Anywho, this is after all the fighting Shy all the fighting Shy is done. So after all of the fighting, they make the motherfucker wrestle. It's just insane to me. Really good music goes along with the video. Fun editing. Couldn't suggest it more. Obviously, you want to see where it goes. So he gets crushed. That's what happens. But in this moment, he goes, Rage God, War Goblin. Rage God, War Goblin. And he's like, no more. I'm done. And he goes, okay, I'm going to go for the leg. I'm gonna make his face all green. He's going to be slippery. He goes, and I mean, Juicer is so big, he just walks away. It's crazy how strong Juicer is. It's really funny. But he's smart. He goes for the legs. He knows what's coming. And boom, done. Success. Huzzah. Khadine. Shy. Anywho, my friends, I just wanted to say thank you so very much. Oh, look, I'm giant now. Oh, I just want to say thank you so very much for watching Goblin Storytime. This is the 5th episode, and we are on YouTube, on my YouTube channel under the Mushroom Cap. That was so fun to get through all of the Neb stories, and it seems like you guys are really enjoying this. So what we're going to do for the next couple episodes, probably next week, we'll do an episode talking about witch doctors. We'll probably do maybe some more stories from Fest. And then I'd like to switch this into an interview-based story show. We are going to do something a la spicy chicken wing thing. I don't know. Something like that. And if you want to be interviewed on my show, I'll come up with a form and you'll be able to hop on. You'll hop on. You don't need to prepare anything. You can if you want to, though. I'm really, really excited for it. I just want to say thank you guys so much for making this show a reality. I do really, really, really enjoy it. So thank you all so very much for taking the time to sit with me under the Mushroom Cap. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Frankly, at this point, if you guys want to send feedback or comment, share it with your friends. Like, I'm trying to really make this a thing. Actually get it big. Yes, I'm going to eat the shit out of my burger. And remember, join the bench every Thursday, 7 p.m. for some of the best, I guess it's kind of like the best video podcast in foam fighting, in my opinion, right now. Anywho, again, thank you all. Doc Gallia, thank you for being here. I wish you all a wonderful evening. Next week, we will talk about witch doctors, and you think Khadine is hard. Ha! With that being said, everybody, Goblin story time. A go. Let's make it happen. If you don't like loud music, I would, yeah.
Let's go! Are you ready?